Hello, and welcome to this week's video. Today, I enlisted the fully consensual help of my able-minded girlfriend to help me feed an otherworldly, unseen eldritch horror so that we may survive 7 days to reach the proverbial milestone that is a permanent perk. Why did I do this, you may ask? Well, it's simple really. Now, with the intro out of the way, let's lay out the list of objectives that we must complete every night in order to survive. First, we must fish. Well, and that's it. You fish. The fish are worth points and or money, and you sacrifice the fish to an altar, you know, to a god, and you don't die. Now, this isn't a lore video, thank God, but I'm sure there's some lore behind what you're doing for some reason, but I just like the game, so let's get on with it. This game is very Lethal Company-esque, and by that I mean you have an arbitrary required quota that you must fill. Except in this game, instead of recycling garbage, you actually put fish in an altar that's on fire until the fire turns blue.
Yeah, we do.
Why are we doing this? I'm not too sure personally, but I'm not against a little bit of sacrificing. So, let's continue. Now, there is no real goal that I'm aware of in this game, but our goal for this video is to survive 7 days and then die to get the perk that you get after surviving 7 days. Because of the patch that we were playing on, the only way to get the perk was to die, but I'm pretty sure they fixed that by now, so it should be much easier for you. And we honestly didn't do too bad, except for the fact that we forgot to die and left the game so we didn't get our perk for surviving the 7 days. But hey, that's on us. Brain no worky sometimes. Now, that brings me to the last primary objective of this game, which is technically not a primary objective, but you need to do it in order to continue to live and play the game, as you have to upgrade your equipment in order to get bigger fish that are worth more points for quotas later down the line. Now, there is a secret secondary objective to this game, but I'll talk about that later. For now, all you need to know is there's a hot air balloon with a very sexy cat that sells you upgrades. But how do you buy the upgrades? Easy. You sell your fish. You see, not only do you need fish for your quota so that you don't get your ass eaten by an actual schizophrenic who tore his skin off in a manic episode, but you also need to ration your catches in order to sell some fish to the trader in order to upgrade your things. Things like your rod, which increases reel speed and casting distance, or the sinker you use, which increases the depth to which your hook sinks and increases your chances to catch bigger fish. Now, there is another one, but I forgot, and it's my video. Leave your angry comments down below and continue watching the video, please. Now, honestly, in my own opinion, there aren't really enough upgrades that you can do. You can only go to max level 5, and I've yet to see a fish bigger than 200 pounds, which I guess is just RNG, because I've seen people say that they have like a 2,000 pound record or some shit, but not me. I have what they call shit luck. Now, with everything that's been said, don't forget to subscribe if you like what you're seeing, and also, keep in mind that everything that I am saying about this game is strictly about the first map and first map only. I do not play the swamp. It is bad. I do not recommend. Now, come in a little bit closer, as you'll want to hear me when I say this. Actually, that's too close. Back up a little bit. Yeah, you're good there. Okay. Now, I'm going to let you in on a personal thing about me. And I can explain it by this one picture here. I feel like enough has been said. The next thing I wanted to briefly touch on is the horror part of this horror fishing game. Monsters come out at night, or in the cave with but I'll speak on that later. All you need to know is, once dark comes, you need to either be inside asleep, or you need to be by a lamp, or you need to be like by somebody. Because if not, the schizophrenic naked man who tore his skin off will take your head. And I'm not talking about the good head either. Now, you might also be wondering, well, how do you know that being inside and sleeping, or being around light, or being around a person will save you from the naked schizophrenic man, Mr. YouTube person? Well, it's on the wiki. And also from personal experience. What you need to know is these monsters are extremely agoraphobic and also afraid of light. I don't know what the technical term for that one is, so I'll leave it to you to put it down in the comments for me. But to put everything into a simpler term, you can look at the naked schizophrenic man's ballsack, which will then embarrass him to the point to where he runs away from you like the little beta cuck that he really is. We know this to be true because he has lived in his mother's basement for the last 30 years, as any type of light hurts him or his eyes. Basically, they'll avoid your eyesight at all costs. So, technically, if done right, you could go without sleeping if you had a buddy with you and you both stared at each other. Now, I don't really know if that's true, but it's a theory of mine. I'm not going to test it. And from what I've seen in game, I'm pretty sure the night is actually infinite, i.e. it doesn't end until you sleep. Now, if true, you could technically fish forever with the right setup, and once you amass a giant pile of rotting fish carcasses, you could just win. Now, that one is also just a theory, so if one of you tests it, you should upload a video and, link it down below. Now, the schizophrenic naked man is not the only threat in this game, but he is the main one. Secondary threats include, but are not limited to, a giant alligator, a giant crab, this thing, and also this thing. There's probably some more that I don't know about, but if there are, here's some screenshots just like the last ones I showed you. Anyway, never mind that, because we're on a Sigma grind set, and we ain't scared of no schizo or crabs. That is until I become the schizophrenic and hear a man behind me do what I can only assume is ripping the skin from his flesh, as I cannot see this happening because I am gone fishing. But when I can finally turn around, I see what I predict is the naked schizo's shell, because that's the exact moment that this fucker starts showing up. Oh my god. And scaring the dog piss out of me and my girlfriend. Editor Frederick here. I don't know why I made it sound like, it was scaring us all the time. It wasn't, and that's what I'm about to say. It sounds really abrupt, sorry. Yes, that's right. We ended up getting jump scared a total of 3 times. After that, it was really same. There honestly is just not enough horror in this game for it to be a horror game. I mean, honestly, how many times can you get scared by a crab coming up out of the lake to grab you while you're fishing? Or a naked schizophrenic man walking slowly behind you until you turn around and watch him dart off into the bushes. I mean, people in Chicago and California deal with that every day as they walk their way to work. What's the big deal? But then again, art does simulate real life. But if that was the case, maybe instead of Gone Fishing, they should have named the game Skid Row K-Hole Hallucination Simulator. As, to be honest, most of the game just gives you a nightmare type vibe, if you get my drift. Not actually that scary, but has a pretty good atmosphere. Now, with that being said, let's get on to the secret secondary objective that I was teasing to you earlier. And also probably the part that most of you degenerates watched till the end of the video for, or skipped ahead for. If you did either of those, make sure you like and subscribe, because to be honest, I'll take what I can get, and I can't thank you fuckers enough for watching my shitty videos. Anyway, Gam. In the cave to the right of the altar by the cabin, there is an altar full of blood and animal parts. If you drop a fish into the blood, you basically coin flip to lose points or gain points, or cash or whatever you want to say. It's probably more in depth than that, but I digress. Gamba is Gamba, and I am not very technical when it comes to this stuff. All you need to know, and I'm sure what a lot of you are saying, is it's gambling, so it's fun.
No. Wait.
In later stages of the game, you really don't struggle that much to complete your quota, so there's no real use for it other than fun. But early in the games, wow, voice crack, you could get an actual edge, because if you upgrade the fish and somehow it's worth $100 instead of fucking $2, then man, you got a lot of upgrades for the first day, you know what I'm saying? Now, in conclusion, all in all, I think the game is good, and I like the concept as a whole. But it is definitely an early access game, it's full of bugs, and there's not enough actual threat, to be honest. It's a 7 as it stands, but with updates it could be as high as a 9, for me at least. Again, picture from earlier. Anyway, that's all I have for you this week. If you want to see more, or you have a certain game you want to see me cover like this, just leave a comment and let me know to check it out. I appreciate you. Yeah, thanks for watching.